asking you a very simple question.
And I answered
Explain
it. You're shaming me for my political choices.
I'm asking you. Well, you're welcome to say that, but you have to answer the question. Why are you supporting someone who's been found liable for rape?
Many months later.
ABC News and George Stephanopoulos have reached a settlement with President-elect Trump. The network agrees to pay $15 million.
So it seems that Trump continues to win. ABC now will be responsible for paying him $15 million. This is due to the defamation lawsuit that he filed against ABC and George Stephanopoulos is what I like to call him. Let's hear Fox News break this story first.
ABC News and George Stephanopoulos have reached a settlement with President-elect Trump in his defamation lawsuit. The network agrees to pay $15 million as a charitable contribution to Trump's presidential library. ABC and Stephanopoulos will also issue statements of regret as an editor's note to the March 2024 article and television segment that prompted Trump to file the lawsuit earlier this year. Trump sued Stephanopoulos after he asserted in an interview that Trump was found, quote, liable for rape in a civil case, despite the fact that a jury actually determined Trump was liable for, quote, sexual abuse, which has a distinct definition under New York law.
And that seems to be the legal part to this entire story is, George Stephanopoulos sat down with Nancy Mace, was very hostile. And in the course of that, he clearly stated that Trump was convicted of rape, which is obviously not true whatsoever. And we know that entire case was a sham at best, okay? And in due time, I'm sure something will come of that case to prove how much of a sham it is for the people in the back who obviously don't believe that. But under New York law, you're not allowed to say that because rape and sexual abuse are two different things. I think anybody with common sense would know that. Now, let's go down memory lane and actually hear him say those exact words.
I still get judged for it today.
I'm asking you a very simple question.
And I answered it. You're shaming me for my political choices.
I'm asking you a question about why you endorse someone who's been found liable for rape.
It was not a criminal court. This was a civil court. It was a civil court. And by the way, she joked about the judgment and what she was going to do with all that money, and I find that offensive.
I'm asking you
about the man. But as a rape victim who's been shamed for years now because of her rape, you're trying to shame me again by asking me this political question.
You've repeated that again.
I think it's offensive.
I'm questioning your political choices because you're supporting
me. You're
someone who's been found liable for rape. Actually, I'm not trying to.
You are. That's exactly.
You're not answering the question.
I think it's disgusting.
Well, you're welcome to say that, but you have to answer the question. Why are you supporting someone who's been found liable for rape?
Now, George Stephanopoulos made sure to say that exact word repeatedly throughout the entire interview. It's like every single point, every single question always returned back to that word. And so clearly that's what really got him in trouble. And by the way, this is why you see the ladies on The View do what they do. When they cross that line, for some reason, the producer, they have somebody there to say, hey, nope, you got to read this legal note to cover their ass, of course. But for George Stephanopoulos, he's not playing that game. He's going to say what he wants to say because it's personal for him. Now, the interesting part about this announcement, I guess he actually deactivated his X account as soon as the news broke. As you guys can see here, people are posting on X how he deactivated his account, apparently. And I'm sure he probably ran over to Blue Cries because that's what all these liberals are doing. Now, there was a post by Insurrection Barbie on X that I want to take a look at here because she made a phenomenal point that I think we all will get value from. And absolutely makes this entire story bittersweet. She goes on to say, but it's not the money. It's the fact that they not only have to issue a correction, but face the public humiliation of being such disgusting partisan hacks. Now, of course, CNN is already scared of what Trump might do to their network. And here they are trying to figure out what Trump might do next. Watch.
And what else, Brian, does this tell us about the president-elect's possible strategy for dealing with the media going forward? We know he's very litigious.
One word comes to mind, the word emboldened. Trump and his team is going to be emboldened by this settlement by ABC, because rather than fight this out any further, rather than trying to go to trial, ABC is choosing to settle. What does that mean? Maybe that means ABC had embarrassing emails or text messages or other material that was going to make the network look bad. Remember, that's one of the reasons why Fox News settled against Dominion last year. Sometimes networks settle because they don't want to drag it out any further and get embarrassed in the court of public opinion. But regardless of ABC's rationale, and they won't say why exactly they've decided to reach this settlement, it will embolden Trump and his allies, who, as you've said, have shown they want to use the courts in order to achieve certain outcomes they want. In this case, they believe justice is being done by holding ABC accountable. Others would say this is a form of lawfare where you're using the courts to tie up news outlets and embarrass them and cost them, in this case, millions of dollars. I'm really struck, Jessica, by the dollar figure, by the way, $16 million. That's a lot of money for any news outlet to be paying out. And that's going to have, I think, far-reaching ramifications.
Now, what I find so interesting is how out of touch he is, because when you're saying that this is Trump using lawfare as if they were not guilty in the first place. We all heard what George Stephanopoulos said. I mean, he definitely deserved a defamation lawsuit, just like the women on The View, just like many people on CNN, on most of these liberal networks. Someone has said that same word. They've spoken about the president-elect in the same way. You know, it's just ABC is the one that has been held accountable up to this point. So I don't know where he was going with that point, as if what Trump is doing seems to be wrong. Okay. And in other good news, Trump also visited the Army and Navy football game today. He was well received. Let us show you a quick clip of that. Now, the entire entourage was at that game. We're talking not only the president-elect, of course, but J.D. Vance, Elon Musk, Ron DeSantis, Tulsi Gabbard, Pete Hegseth, Mike Johnson, and Daniel Penny. Now, there's more good news, okay? So you got him winning this lawsuit, right? Or settling the lawsuit in his favor. He had a well-received response at the Army and Navy game. He's got Daniel Penny. He's in the moment. He's representing the country like a true leader. Majority of the lawfare cases against him, they've been dropped. I mean, a tide is truly turning in his favor. And now you've got all these big tech CEOs coming out and donating millions of dollars to his inauguration. Check this out.
And then, Steve, the inauguration is just, about a month away now. And Trump is receiving some financial help from some tech giants who were, for a minute, pretty critical. What's changed?
Yeah, we see Amazon's Jeff Bezos giving Trump $1 million towards his inauguration. Also, Meta, obviously run by Mark Zuckerberg, also gave $1 million. Zuckerberg and Trump have been at odds. In fact, Donald Trump, over the summer, released a book that suggested Zuckerberg could serve life in prison if he gets involved in the presidential race like he did in 2020. And then also $1 million from OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. And you just had that great segment on what OpenAI is hoping to do with artificial intelligence and some of the capabilities that they are announcing. Well, there's a lot that will be decided potentially by this incoming administration, how that new technology should be regulated. So now we are seeing a person at the forefront of this industry giving $1 million to Donald Trump's inauguration plans, just as this sort of uncertainty of regulation phase is about to begin.
Now, you don't have to be a rocket science to know what's truly going on. This is politics. Now that Trump has been elected, you still need to get along with the president. It's good business to have some level of rapport and to be able to work together. It's bad business when you guys are at war with each other. And we've seen that with Elon Musk and Joe Biden. Joe Biden clearly hates Elon Musk, and for what reason, we don't know. But it has not been good business for Elon Musk when that happens, of course. And that's why you're seeing a lot of these CEOs do the smart thing. It's in their financial best interest to get along with the president. And all that does is give Trump more leverage. So the bottom line here is Trump continues to win. And it all started when he won the election. And we'll see where he goes from here. The momentum is on his side. And that leads me to this question for you guys. Who else do you believe should be sued by Trump And if you had to make a top 3 list, please put that in the comment section below. Tell everybody, hey, here's the 3 people I believe that Trump should sue in the same way that he did ABC, so they're actually held accountable. Now, let me give you my 3. Number 1, Sunny Holston. Number 2, Joy Reid. And number 3, Rachel Maddow. I want to see those 3 individuals be sued and lose and have to issue a public apology. And an honorable mention here would be George Conway. He's the husband of Kellyanne Conway, in case you guys didn't know that. Yeah, he's been defaming Trump every step of the way. So I'd love to see him added to that list as well. Now, in this next video coming up here, Scott Jennings absolutely destroyed a CNN panel the other night because, again, they're trying to push this hoax that if Trump implements these tariffs, that grocery prices are going to skyrocket. And again, they're struggling with the fact that he won this election for some reason. Maybe you might be able to know the answer to that. And also, Trump voters are misinformed. So there's that too. If you guys want to check out that video and more stories, all you have to do is click on it because it's coming up right now.